How has your own experience as a first gen student shaped the way that you lead and support today's first gen students?
I did my undergrad at a different university, and it was also COVID, so it was a super disconnected time. But in the year that I was on campus, I like didn't find somewhere that was like my place. And I knew a couple other students, but not a lot. And everybody that I did know was like their parents had gone there before, and so they had kind of had like this insider information. And then even when I came here, no one in my family has pursued grad school. I take student appointments or where I'm talking to students at events or just in passing in the hallway. I'm just, trying to be the person I wish I had had as a student. Somebody who like sees me and knows like even though this is a question they've answered 1,000 times, like I still don't know it, and like I'm gonna answer it for you the same as I would answer it for the other 999 students, who are also asking the same question.
I think having a dedicated location in the union, the physical space, the availability Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., someone is here specifically for you to help you as things come up. Because we truly honor and value that these students, most of the time, have someone at home that really, really wants them to succeed as their biggest cheerleader, loves them very much, but they don't have that lived experience of changing a major, getting involved on a college campus, looking for opportunities for an internship. And so having that support at home and then having the support on campus on demand is huge because they don't have to have the students I talk to don't have to have the answers all figured out. They know that if something comes up, they can stop by. We'll get them where they need to go. We'll get them booked with an appointment. We'll get them figured out with what needs to happen next. So I think there's security and safety and knowing that there is a space that is here and people that are specifically trained and specifically passionate about helping you and having that support and knowing that somebody is here because they really care about you and your success, I think goes a long way. We're very aware that we cannot be all things to all people, but I think our connections across campus and being able to provide students with meaningful connections and personal one-on-one connections to other areas when that's appropriate, I think that goes a long way as well. So I would say the graduate school is a big group that we lean on when our students are approaching graduation, and what comes next. Because I really love how our graduate school doesn't only help students that want to go to grad school at UNT. They'll help any UNT student who wants to go to grad school, no matter where they want to go. And then we're here to help along the way. But we're also trying to provide that transition support to whatever is coming after graduation, whether that's graduate school or the Career Center helps us with our students who are going into the workforce. We partner with them on things such as, I mean, the basics, resume review, right? But more nuanced things. The College of Business also helps us. For example, next week is our first Gen Career Week, and we are partnering with a professor in the College of Business to help our students learn about human resources and what that means when you're a new professional and what you need to look out for in an offer letter and how to negotiate salary and benefits. What does that mean? How do you do that? And just kind of explaining and demystifying some of those kind of hidden curriculum aspects of the transition out of college. So definitely the graduate school, definitely the career center. We have several partners over there who have helped us over the years with a variety of subjects. Individual professors, for example, Dr. Gavrilova Aguilar in College of Business. We also work with Melissa Nelson in anthropology. The Counseling Center has been a great partnership as well. And student money management is a big one as well. Yeah, student money management has been really helpful, especially with our new students, to help about the concept of budgeting and savings and just kind of demystifying. And a lot of families don't talk about financial concepts and concerns. We work really hard to make sure that we're up to date on what people have going on so we can cross promote events that are beneficial to the students. Being able to have that warm referral, that connection, I think goes a long way. I want to say too that to your point of learning from others, we do panels. So for first gen career week next week, we're doing a panel with some local professionals who are first generation students. And so our current students that are about to graduate get to hear real world real life advice on when I was about to graduate, I wish I had done this, or I wish somebody had told me that I wasn't going to get that executive level job right out of college. And this is how I navigated a boundary with my family on talking about whatever it is. Because I personally learn a lot from other people, right? It's easier for me to learn, how did you do it? Tell me how you did it, than to maybe read it on an article or something. So being able to normalize, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to not know, but here's where you can get the answers, I think has been really helpful for our students.
What are your top priorities and aspirations for this next chapter of growth?
We have big ideas. We have lots of big ideas. I mean, 5 years is still a relatively short period of time, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of what we've been doing is getting our name out there. Hey, we're the new kids on the block. This is what we do. This is who we are, and getting that name, brand recognition, familiarity. Oh yeah, that's for Shen. They do a career week. Oh, that's for Shen. They do FAFSA TAFSA workshop in the fall semester. Like getting our scholarship search party, certain like flagstone events or banner like events in the minds of everyone, right? So we want to maintain what we've been doing that's been working. We also want to continue to grow the community and make those meaningful connections, especially with career readiness and job placement. We are intentional with partnerships outside of UNT as well. We have some partners at companies like Capital One and TIAA, and we have been able to work with the Collin County Business Alliance to get our students connected with mentors in the business world. And so I think in the future, I see more of that type of connection for us is what does come next. And while you're undergrad, what can you be doing to prepare yourself for the next stage of this? And making those meaningful connections for the students professionally.
Yeah, I think also connecting to Katie's 5-year vision, I think we would love to see our community expanded into alumni as well. So I think just like being able to connect students even to the partners that we already have, but also to students outside of or alumni outside of the university, who can be a mentor past UNT.
I was just gonna say we're really proud that we've gotten as many followers on Instagram, and our reach really does go outside of just UNT. We get a lot of traction, a lot of interaction with folks outside of UNT. High schoolers a lot of times find us through our scholarship posts. And I really love that because I think it's setting the precedent before people even get to the UNT campus that UNT cares about first generation students. And UNT wants first generation students to feel welcome and succeed. And so I think building more of those connections before the students actually get here is something that I can see us doing in the future as well. We are never going to stray from celebrating our first gen students and championing their successes and helping during the hard times as well. But we are just truly honored to be a part of their story, a part of our first gen student story. And we're never going to lose sight of that. We love a party. We love to celebrate our students. So
Yeah.
we're going to keep doing our graduations. We're going to keep doing our graduation souls. We're going to find the joy even when things can be tough for our students.
These students, their journeys, their stories, their just academic experiences are in such cared for hands. Really, like y'all's team is great for what y'all do for your students. I mean, just over the course of since y'all have been involved with the First Gen Success Center, if y'all could choose one moment since you've been here that really captures the heart of what the center stands for, what would it be? Is there a story that y'all have or just like a memory?
Alyssa, you were at our Dress for Success event, and like that was so incredible to me because it really just hits so many parts of a student's journey. Like we were addressing a basic need, which is a need for professional clothing. We were connecting them to mentors. We talked about how to network. So it was just really like such a wraparound event in so many ways. After the event, so many students were like, "Oh yeah, I connected with Tanya. She was amazing. I'm going to her event next week at Career Week. She's presenting for us." So they're like so excited to see her coming back and that that's a continued partnership for us. But I think the event itself was just like that was like a lot of love put into that event. And I don't know, it just really paid off. And I was just like really inspired by it as a new professional. I was like, oh, I wish this was something I could have done as a student. and just being able to hear students' feedback from it that like it really did mean something to them, and they were able to take away not just something physical like the clothing, but also the advice given by the associates from TIAA and also Tanya.
So Tanya Winfield is a professional at TIAA here in Frisco or in the Frisco campus, and she has a really interesting story to where she got where she is today. And she's written a book, and she does professional public speaking. But she has worked with Fortune 500 companies. She is a corporate boss. She is what people in my generation would say like like a corporate baddie. Like she was just doing it and she's doing it her way and she's doing it professionally with grace and with dignity and like just such a inspiration. She took time out of her busy day to come and talk to our students about networking, to talk to our students about professional clothing and how to be yourself authentically, but also feel more comfortable when you're at the table and having those conversations. And for us, it was really impactful because everyone's got stuff going on, but for someone outside of UNT to take their time to come and celebrate our students. And afterwards, Tanya was telling us how many students that she had connected with and what they had told her, and just those like really meaningful connections are always important. I've been with you at the First Gen Center for 4 years at the five. So in our second year, my first year, we did our first gen graduation ceremony. It was a celebration, right? So we're not walking the stage. This is more casual. We told students they can invite friends or family or whatever. And I wasn't quite sure what to expect. You never know what's going to happen the first time you do something like that. A lot of love goes into it. You never know if it's going to be 3 people or 300. Who knows, right? But that first time we did it, I was just really moved by how many family members came, how many chosen family members came to support the student graduating. And it ranged from 4-year-old cousins and nieces to grandparents who came up to the campus on a weekday and were there for their student. And I think for me, I've been in higher education a long time, and I know that the family, whatever that looks like for you, plays a huge part in your success in college. Whether it's a chosen family, it doesn't matter. Whoever you're choosing to have on your side there can make a big difference. But actually seeing it in action and seeing the pride in these supporters' eyes, watching their student be recognized for their graduation approaching it was huge. I mean, it really brought it to light. And over the past couple of years, we've grown the ceremony. It's gotten a lot bigger. And we are doing it in December for our December graduates, and we're doing it in May for our May graduates. And last year, for the first year in 2025, what year are we in? 2025. We started incorporating a pin. So the students could come up, they got to announce their name, and we gave them the opportunity to make a short speech. I'm Katie. I'm graduating with a bachelor's in psychology, and I'd like to say thank you to whatever, right? And then if students wanted to say more, they could sign up and give a longer speech. Yeah, one of our special graduates last year was a person who had come to the Denton area after Hurricane Katrina and was a non-traditional student. Life had taken a lot of different paths. She had started school, had to stop. That is pretty common. But she persevered through it and she finished it. And so her children were there, her grandchildren were there to celebrate her at our first gen celebration ceremony. And I was talking to, I believe, her son afterwards, and he was saying how he had never gone to college, but he was really inspired by his mom going and completing it after all this time and through all these challenges, and that now he wanted to come to UNT, right? And so I think seeing the generational impact that obtaining a college degree has on families, whether it's inspiring younger generations to go, whether it's just showing a niece or nephew, you can do it, I can do it, you can do it. I think we're really fortunate to be in a position to create that generational change.